If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Oh, Louse on the Road subscribers and followers. There is a YouTuber named Camo Dave. He called me out back in April when we had the pop-up camper fire. What his channel premise is he shows clips of other YouTube RVers and then talks about them, gives a little, you know, his opinion or what's going on, or a little breakdown of what's going on with their channel or with their life. And so when we had the pop-up camper fire, he called us out and said, "Oh, look at this, you guys have a little house on the road, has a little pop-up camper fire, and they're going to have some problems, and they got to rebuild, and lots of drama." And he does. He focuses on kind of the drama type of activity going on. He doesn't mention us anymore now that we're back to our normal routine of just vlogging or educating about the realities of nomadic lifestyle. But he was showing off different RVers videos. So-and-so is up in North Dakota and they can't find a good campground they want to stay at. They've been driving and driving and driving and driving, which they were driving and driving. And they ended up staying in a Walmart parking lot. Another one, they're rebuilding their camper. They've got a lot of problems going on with rebuilding, and they're trying to get done in a couple days. And another one's having some more difficulties doing this, and he's trying to get his channel back off, but he's taking a couple weeks off, and he's just not. And then he says, "You know, it sure does seem like there's a thing going on here." He says, "It doesn't look like anybody's very happy. I mean, the one is driving around in South Dakota, has got some health issues and got some problems." And here's what I find interesting is a lot of these YouTubers are trying to sell YouTube videos, trying to show you how great this lifestyle is and how happy you always are, and you know, you never meet a stranger, and they're showing you all the glamour and glitz and glory. But even Cameo Dave has kind of noticed that there is unhappiness going on in the world, which is interesting because, I mean, I talked about this a lot. Today I got a comment. It said, you know, your videos have really taken a turn since the pop-up camper fire. I think that's what I'm trying to convey here. Is I'm not going to show you videos where everything's happy and glorious and you know, rah rah rah. Our fire, our pop-up camper fire, was a life-changing event. It changed our whole perspective on life. Somebody burned it down to the ground because they wanted the food out of the freezer. That's what they wanted. And they burned our life down. They burned down our home. That is hard to take. And so for me to sit here and say, "Yes, somebody burned down my camper, let's go and have a great time," that's unrealistic. And for me to just all of a sudden just recover from that, that's unrealistic too. I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to hide that, you know, well, okay, well, somebody burned down my camper, so today I'm going to do this, and we're going to go and meet new people, and we're going to go over here. No, I made a video a while back where I talked about the 3 stages of emotions that you go through. And the first stage is everything's exciting, and you're going from campground to campground, and you're spending all kinds of money, and you're just working your hindsight off, trying to see the next thing, and you want to do it before you die. And then 6 to 12 months is kind of where reality starts to set in. I call it the denial stage. And in the denial stage, you're denying that it's not exciting. You're like, "Man, this is a lot of work." And then finally you get to 12 months and more. I don't know how long this stage will last. Maybe there's another stage after this one, but I haven't experienced it. Yeah, reality just kind of sets in. It's like, well, this is life. People burn down your camper just like when we were back in the stick of brick. People broke into our house. It's life. Health issues do pop up just like with that one YouTuber. You do drive around until you're exhausted and end up staying at a Walmart. It is life. But there is a stage that I didn't talk about, and I didn't think about it until today. There is a stage before you get out here where you dream about this lifestyle. And you think in your mind that, oh, just imagine how glamorous this is going to be. I'm never going to have any problems. Life is going to be so much better. I won't have to work, have a wonderful time. And you build it up to a point where if anybody says, "Wait a minute, stop, think about what you're saying here." Think about what you're doing. Think about it. They're like, what? No, there's nothing wrong with this. Don't try to destroy my dream. I'm going to make this happen. But the problem I think people are running into is they see that we are out here. They see that we've had these problems, and I'm sitting here telling you about them. They don't want to accept it. They believe me. I've never heard anybody say that I was incorrect in anything that I've said. But they don't want to accept it. So what they do is they say, will you please stop talking about the negative stuff? Your channel has taken a change. They say things that isn't necessarily negative or demeaning, but they want me to talk about things that don't exist. And the reason I tell you this is because, and I've said it before, Carolyn and I got sucked into this idea that this is just a romantic lifestyle and things are always great. Look, it's hard to imagine bad things happening, even though that Carolyn and I feel like we're very realistic people. I mean, we lived a realistic life, and you get into this a fantasy mode, and you think, wow, that's just great. I saw a picture today, and this is what happens. I saw a picture on Facebook today, some guy coming out of his tent, okay, so he's looking out of his tent window, and he takes a snapshot of Mount Denali. That picture makes an imprint on your brain, and you think, wow, if I just get out there on the road, I'll be able to take pictures like that all the time. And the reality is you don't. In the last year, Carolyn and I have probably only stayed at 2 spots that were that kind of picture perfect. Everything else is just kind of, you know, the woods. You see the woods. That's what you get. And the traveling is nice, but you still got life you have to deal with. You still got showers, you still got laundry, you still got to do your job you got to do. Even if you only work part-time as a campsite host, it's not that you're traveling, you're campsite hosting. You're there for 3 months. Yeah, you might be able to see some stuff in the area while you're off, but in most part, you're going to be catching up on laundry and doing those kind of things. So that's the reality. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like video, and happy travels.